But what about this idea of being real? Okay, being real. I think it's a really powerful thing to talk about today and to share with you guys. I got a few different scriptures to kind of bounce through, and I got a lot of content to share, so I'm going to try to synthesize it as quick as possible, but as efficient as possible. That way we can kind of dig in. But real, what do we consider at this church? We consider real to be this, to be genuine in words and actions. Just not be fake. Be real. That means that when someone comes up to you and they're like, hey, good morning, how are you doing? And you look at them and you say, oh, I'm okay, but you're really not. That's not real. This place is supposed to be a place where we can come in and be like, that week was terrible, and I need to talk to somebody right now, right now. And it's hard for us to do that. It's hard for us to open up and admit that maybe it was just too much this week. Or maybe it's been too much for years. And you got all that frustration built up on inside. But we have to be okay interacting and talking to each other about this, to be real, to be there and not be fake. Assess ourselves, who we are truly on the inside. And this message is really for me a lot of times because I'm one of those people that I can put on a really good facade. I like to call it the Facebook facade, where everything looks good on the outside, but on the inside, man, I'm just feeling a mess. And I'm not letting anybody know, not because I think they can't help. It's just this thing inside me like, I think I can do this. I can calm myself down. I can take care of this project and that project. I can do it. But the way that God created the world is for us to interact and lean on each other, We have to connect because He's a God of connection. That's how His creation works. We talk, we interact verbally. We have all these nonverbal cues that we communicate to, like salutes and peace signs and smiles and frowns and all these things that are telling in an idea of who we truly are. I was looking up the idea of genuine or real just online, and I found a really cool resource that was talking about being genuine or authentic in our Christianity. And one thing that was written there, they use this Merriam-Webster dictionary. It says this: the word authentic means true to one's personality, spirit, or character. True to one, so authentic, real, which is a synonym for real. It means to be true to one's personality. That's kind of like your behavior patterns, how you like to act. There's spirit, what lives on the inside of you, and your character, which is your character is kind of like your construct that you've built up of this is how I'm going to act, no matter what. When things, when crap hits the fan and nice air hits the fan, like both ends of the spectrum, how are we going to act and react and respond to trouble and good times? That's our character. The other meaning of the word authentic also means to be made to be or look just like the original, which I thought was interesting because a lot of times I consider that to be counterfeit, right? Well, you're just a copy, a fake. But when you're going to this dictionary representing the word authentic or real, it means sometimes to be just like the original. And the question I want you to kind of think through this morning is who am I? Who am I? Where does my identity come from? Does it come from the hobbies I have? Does it come from the place that I work? Does it even come from my relationships with people? Because we know all these things are subject to change. I mean, growing up, you might date 4 or 5 rotten people before you end up finding one decent one, It happens. So relationships change. Jobs constantly change. Well, one day you walk into work and you've been doing good, and they're like, well, we just don't need you anymore. I'm sorry. We can't afford to keep you. So then you lose your job. There's all these things that can change throughout life. So those things are not what we should have our identity in. Our identity should be rooted in the one that came before us and represented a way of living that was good and genuine and real. So I'm talking about Jesus. I mean, it's a simple topic, but when we want to be real, we should look to the character of Jesus. What was he like?